it's been 20 years of releasing albums almost. How has your life been?
How's my life been?
Yeah, I mean your musical life and has it been great? 20 years?
Yeah, I can't complain. You kind of. That's a difficult question, but it's been good, I guess. I mean, been doing it for such a long time, and it's been such a gradual type of career, if you will, for me. Yeah. And it's been a gradual kind of learning process in what the music industry is, what the music scene is, what music is, and what's the music that I want to do, what's the music that I like. But I learned a lot, you know, and I kind of opened up my mind a lot. But the last, whatever, I don't know how many years, it's a blur of touring, you know. Been touring so insanely much. And that's not always fun, you know. Touring, like being on stage is, you know, 99% it's fun. But what I value the most is what's lacking the most, and that's the creative process of being in a band. Because you put out a record, it's an excuse to go on tour now.
But you have to go on tour now.
You have to go on tour.
Because to earn a living.
That's the bread and butter.
Yeah.
And like I said, I don't hate it, and I don't think that I'm poor me. I have to go on tour. Shit, poor me, you know. But I do miss, you know, spending more time creating, because it's lost a little bit of its importance. What I think is important of being in a band is the creative side of things.
Does it get easier for you to create?
No, I would think it gets harder for me to create. Okay. Because every record becomes a bit more. I mean, in the eyes of the public, it's just a throwaway. Like, records aren't as important as they were. Maybe back in the 70s and the 80s and 90s to a certain extent. But for me, they have become more important, you know, to maintain that idea of an album, of a, you know, something that's perfect, the sequencing, something that you put out, okay, this is what I think is relevant and interesting right now. That's more important now. I think, maybe for me at least. You know, I always valued records and stuff like that, but you know, when we put out the first 4 or 5 records, we just put them out and nothing happened. You know, I love those albums, I'm so proud of them. But then we wanted to go on tour. Nobody took us out on tour. We were never offered tours for many, many years. And then, boom, we started touring, and you're losing that whole, you know. So the equilibrium is not really there. And
the songwriting in itself, meaning to write a song, a proper song, does that get easier or harder?
It's different from time to time. You can make it harder on yourself. Like the songs I'm working on right now, I had to stop myself because I'm working on a piece of music where I have no structure. The song has no structure. It's just lumps of ideas building up into a big burger. It's gonna be tasty, but you're like, well, what's in here? What's in here? You know. Yeah. I'm almost, you know, complaining about people liking my music too. Yeah. Cakes now. It's a
burger.
Yeah. But and I stopped myself, like, I need more structure, you know. But then I figured, why do I need more structure? I don't need more structure. Yeah. This is the way I wrote when I was younger. The first 2 records, just without thinking of any themes, reoccurring themes, or choruses, or verses, or anything. Just lots of ideas. And it was liberating once I kind of found out, wow, you know, just let this song be one of those songs. That's fine. And I can have maybe the next song will have more structures, you know. Structures is a negative word for me anyways. I don't like to use that word because it sounds like it's putting limitations.
Yeah, but the thing is, the listener likes structures maybe more than you do.
Yeah.
So that's.
Yeah, but I love structured songs, and I also like chaos. Yeah. you know. So I like both, which is also why I eventually allowed myself to make this one song become a explosion of ideas, you know.
Yeah.
And it's a long 10-15 minute track right now.
How's it called?
Sorry?
What's the song title?
It has no song title.
Because then we can know...
The working title is Floyd.
Floyd, okay.
Yeah, because I wrote the first riff was inspired by Astronomy Domini from the first Pink Floyd record.
Okay.
But that riff was taken out. I rewrote that riff and it doesn't sound anything like Floyd, but it still has the
working title.
Floyd working title.
Okay.
Yeah.
I only have a few minutes. Storm Corrosion. Will there be anything more?
Yeah, I hope so. We played with Steve on this North American tour, and we went for a walk. And I said, "Do you want to write some more Storm Corrosion stuff?" And he's like, "Yeah." And I said, "Okay, cool."
Okay. But you still have to begin writing.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, that's never going to be. It's always going to be like a collaboration between me and him. If it works out and we like the music, then we put it out. If it doesn't work out, and we don't like the music, then we don't put it out. It's not, you know, it's not one of those like an alternate career things. It's just pure musical thing, you know. So if the music's not there, there's no point in doing anything, you know.
Will you keep the name even, Storm Corrosion?
I haven't thought of that. That's a question for Steve.
Because Steve is the...
Steve came up with the name.
Okay.
Steve came up with it was a song, basically, a song. The title track of the record. We had the title for that song, Storm Corrosion, and we were like, what we're going to call this band or whatever. And it was one of those kind of solutions where you go, just call it Storm Corrosion, like the song.
Not the Wilson and Akerfeldt.
Yeah, could have been.
It's a reoccurring question, of course, but we started it once, so now again. Solo album, acoustic solo album. You've said it a few years ago. Maybe you say, well, it's been one bad idea. People keep asking me about it, but do you have plans?
No.
No plans.
I don't have any plans. I mean, solo record for me, like what I said before, is because people ask me if I want it, and I was like, I don't really have a need to do a solo record, but maybe. I don't know.
Okay, then the last question. This new album, when will you be recording?
Hopefully end of this year. But it depends, you know, if the songs are ready.
Okay, so let's say we can say that in 2014 there will be a new Opeth album.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely.
And then you can tour again.
Whippy!
Thank you for your time.
Yeah, thanks.